Hello, friends. It's Becky here at Swan Stitches for the Great Quilting Adventure, and I am here with my friend Michelle from Poppy Quilt and Sew in Georgetown, Texas. And I'm going to tell you, she is so much fun, and she has this awesome shop outside of the Austin area. And right now, the All Texas Shop Hop is going on. So if you are part of that, make sure you stop in. And here's another great thing about Michelle's shop at Poppy. They're open on Sundays. Just
Yeah.
saying. So I know I'm closed on Sunday, Mondays, and Tuesdays, but Michelle is open 7 days a week. So you can get your fabric fix anytime. So, um, but
Fabric fix, machine fix, notion fix.
and that's another new thing I want you to talk about. So, well, we're going to get to know Michelle a little bit. And I'm very excited because in the past few months, she has had some epic things happening in her shop. But I'll let her tell you all about it. But first of all, I want I want Michelle to take a minute to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself, her shop, how long she's been open, and how did she get started in the quilting business.
Oh my gosh, that's like a mouthful. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Michelle with Poppy Quilt and Sew, like Becky said, in Georgetown, Texas, which is just north of Austin. It's a suburb of Austin, about 3 cities out. But they all just kind of swoosh together now. We are just off of I-35. So if you're a Texas person, I-35, is kind of our main thoroughfare. So we're about a mile and a half off. So real easy to get to as you're traveling by. So please stop by. I bought Poppy Quilt and Sew about 6.5 years ago. Before that, I did t-shirt quilts as a business out of my house for a few years when my son was younger. And before that, I worked in corporate America. Ooh, yeah. So I got a really good ground basis in corporate America, and then was able to go work from home while my son was younger, like I said. And then the previous owner of Poppies was looking to retire, and I was teaching quilt classes there, and I guess the rest is history. So we've grown the shop quite a bit since I took over. So when I took over, it was fabric only, well, fabric and notions. We added Inova long arms right away because I had one, and we got computerized. We do quilting as a service. We do binding as a service. And we have grown that from one Inova to we have 7 Inovas now. 5 of them computerized. And so we do, quite a bit of that. We'll do it via mail, via drop off, however that is. We actually just had expanded to another suite to be able to accommodate all of the long arms, all of the things. But from there, a few years ago, right before COVID, FOF came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be a dealer?" I'm like, "Well, let me see." And so we became a FOF machine dealer. And then last year, I got the opportunity to become a Bernina dealer. And so we love both of the machines for, their things. And then last week I just got back from baby lock training. So we have added baby lock as well. The machine should be here early next week. Our tech is getting certified. There's a shop in Austin that's retiring that does Bernina and baby lock, and so we are going to be able to help support. We're actually hiring, and we're going to be able to support all those people that don't have a home right now. So very excited about that. It's a lot all at once. It wasn't expected, but it is what it is. That's what small business is about. You just kind of move and grow and change with it.
Right.
Did I
Well,
answer all your questions? I'm not sure.
I think so, but congratulations. I know
Thank
that.
you.
Okay, so all three lines are great. I've owned the FOF icon, I have a Bernina, and I do a lot with baby locks. So I
Yes.
am so excited for you because they're all really, really great machines. And like you said, they each have their specialties, you
Yeah.
know.
Specialties, they talk, every person's different too. So, like, some people find the baby lock easier, some people find the Bernina easier, or like the stitch quality better here, or the way it functions on the embroidery side, so we're going to have like more options for our customers to look at and choose through and decide and get what fits them best.
Exactly, exactly. And I love how you put that, what fits them best, because I think you and I have the same philosophy about it's not about us, it's about the customer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So,
Because if they're not happy, kind of like, the happy wife, happy life, if the customer's not happy, we're not happy. So
oh,
yeah, definitely,
exactly.
yes. That makes life miserable if you got a bunch of upset customers. So we try to do our best to keep everyone happy.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so you do a lot with your community. I know that you do a lot in, I would say, like your physical community and also in the virtual space as well. So, why don't you tell us about how you engage, excuse me, with your physical community and your online community?
Okay, so I mean, physical, it's just we've got some great people. So we do I don't know if you're talking about like our charity work too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. We do Quilts of Valor, which that's a national organization. Most people know about that one. We're a Quilts of Valor store. That was the first thing, like as I walked in the door, like I signed the thing to be a Quilts of Valor shop because it's very important to me. My sister is 20 plus year veteran. Becky is a veteran. My dad is a Vietnam veteran. There's, lots of uncles. I don't know if there's any aunts that were veterans, but uncles for sure. And so it was important to me. And I know that like quilters are the most generous people. Only so many people in your life need a quilt. And so it was a way for them to keep doing what they love to do, kind of their therapy, kind of their, I know it's like for a lot, it's a calming place, but give back to. And so we've got the Quilts of Valor that we do. And then last year, we started making quilts for a charity here local called Big. It's Brookwood in Georgetown. And it is special needs adults is what it services, and they've got a new village they just set up for the higher functioning, and they get their own either tiny house or there's a big house where multiple of them stay depending on where they can function. And they each get a queen size quilt from us as they kind of like as a welcome home or a comfort type of thing as they are getting their house as they're moving on in this part of their life. So it's just it's something. Sam actually saw it happening, is like, Mom, what can we do, like how can we support this? And so that one's kind of Sam driven, but we've had a whole bunch of people step up and help because queen size, that's a big quilt,
It is.
and to have to do multiple at once. So we've had a lot of people. So we engage in the store by just talking about it, and then online I talk about it. So I have weekly lives Wednesdays at 4 Central. That's pretty consistent. And then we do other ones like the Great Quilting Adventure, and that helps take us. And I'll talk about those. We emailed out the patterns. We're doing a block drive right now for Quilts of Valor. So we emailed out the patterns we've got here in the shop. If people are local, they can come by and actually get packets of fabric that the Quilts of Valor group made it specific to the blocks. I will tell you, my sister wrote the patterns, and then Sam kind of made them pretty and readable. She did Tuckerize things, and
Yay.
yeah, I know. Like Becky, and Tracy do Tucker classes for us, so I know she would love that. So she Tuckerized them to make them, come out really, hopefully, really close to all the same.
Yeah.
And then we've got people that'll take those blocks and put them into quilts so that we can award them to veterans and active military. So, yeah, we just kind of do all the things trying to support where we can. We take donations for Linus, which is a children's. So we're a drop off for that. We're a drop off for pillowcases for, oh gosh, they changes the name. They changed the name. Anyways, pillowcases for kids in the hospital. And so we've got, because quilters they're most generous. They love what they do, and it's a way for them to do it and still do what they're loving to do and find a home for these quilts and pillowcases and other things.
Good. That's great. I love that you do all of those things. And you have a I mean, because I've had the opportunity to be in your shop. I was actually looking in my sewing room and I found the beautiful K fat quarter bundle that I picked up at your shop when I was there last time. And I
Yes.
was, ooh, I've got to design something so I can use all of those pretty fabrics. But not only do you offer beautiful fabrics, but you have built this thriving community because I have had the opportunity to teach classes. And like you said, they're all so kind and they're very generous people, even to the point where they gather scraps for dog beds. You know,
Yes, they
they
do.
they do, and it's amazing that But like you said, they're very kind, very generous, and I love that. Um, so okay, how about your online community? I know that you've been doing a ton of stuff with your online communities as well, and that you collaborate with a lot of different shops, which is amazing. I think that helps all of us. We all do a lot of collaboration.
We all rise above together. Like, yes, I think it's some people ask me like, but aren't you guys competition? We're not. Like, if you do good, that makes me do good. Like, it's
Right.
just we all rise together. We all offer different fabrics, different, notions. There's overlaps, but it doesn't even matter. Like, we're better together. We're better together, all of us in the quilting community.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. So, okay. So let's talk about customers.
Hmm.
Okay.
Do I get to call some out? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, of course, in the most positive ways. So I would like to know, because you have built such a thriving customer focused community. Can you share a memorable story or experience related to a customer and maybe someone who's started on their quilting journey with you and what they have blossomed into? Can you think of that one customer that you
Oh my gosh, you did not like prepare me for this. I told you like I do better off the cuff, but geez, like that I feel like I'm in an interview. I never did well in interviews. Okay, so the one customer, like the first thing that comes to mind, and this is family too. So at least now is my mom. So my mom retired right about the time that I took ownership of the store. And my mom wanted to help, but she was not a sewer. I mean, she used to we're a short family. So she used to have to hem my dad's pants, that kind of stuff. But so she's had a sewing machine, but she doesn't ever use it except when absolutely necessary. But she wanted to help with Quilts of Valor because again, like in my family, that's important. And she wanted to help support the shop and all of that. And so she said, well, I'll just come and I'll iron or something during, because we have a sew day each month. And so by we, I mean me, talked her into taking the beginning class. And she just like, so I was worried a little bit about my mom going into retirement because my dad had like this really big hobby. He is a train guy. So like the calendars, those calendars with the quilter and the train is so perfect for my parents.
Mhm.
But he's a train guy. He's always had a layout. He's always tweaking that layout. He's always changing that layout. I mean, he always has. He's always goes and meets with his friends and whatever. My mom didn't, like, to my knowledge, didn't have any of that. And so, like, I was a little worried. What the heck was she going to do all day with her? I shouldn't have been worried, but what was she going to do all day with her time? And so, she came to the QV, and then I talked her into taking the beginning class. And she's done some beautiful quilts. She is like me and doesn't always follow the pattern on purpose, always has to change something. We sit and we're like, I don't want to be like my mom, but then we're like, okay, I'm exactly like my mom.
Right?
But she's taken that and done that, and she's done some great things for Quilts of Valor, but she's done things for my nieces. She's been able to use that and give her, something else to do. She has plenty to do in retirement, but give her something else and a community. Like, she's actually here right now in our open sew day. It gives her a way to get out of the house and meet with other people and just interact, and because they don't get anything done at those open sew days. It's a big gab fest, and so there's just I think that's like the the biggest one of the biggest stories for, and it's very personal because it's my mom. Is that good?
It's
I know
beautiful.
there's a lot more stories, but that's the one that like jumps in my head is my
Well, of
mom.
course, because they are our mothers, because my mom is the same way, but my mom was quilting first. She was the one that got me into the hobby, her and Tracy. But I don't know if you're like me, but a lot of decisions I make in the shop are my mom is always in the back of my head. Like,
What
how
would
would
my
this
mom do?
or how would this benefit my mom? Because I think,
Oh,
like, we have ladies who are retired. My mom is a widow.
yes.
How do we keep them engaged? How do we keep them sharp? Because a lot of these women who retire and come from the professional world, how do we stretch their minds? How do we continue keeping their brains engaged, keeping them socially active, keeping them from changing out of their daytime and nighttime pajamas into real clothes to go out into the world? And
Yes.
so I totally get that. And your mom has had to overcome something too as a new quilter, and she's a lefty.
Yeah, she is, and I can't help her with that. I am not a
Right.
lefty.
And so your mom has had to really stretch too, because most quilters are not left-handed. And so
That's so
she had
funny
to,
that you remember that about my mom.
well, why wouldn't I? I
I don't
remember
know.
I remember all kinds of quirks about people, but no, but I love your mom.
Yeah,
So,
she's sweet.
and she is sweet. And because I'm a lefty
Hmm.
and Tracy's a lefty, so, you know, we we tend to look out for left-handed people because we understand. Me, not so much as Tracy. Tracy is, I mean, I always say you could cut off her right arm and she would be just fine because it is so useless to her. I mean, that's
That's
how.
my oldest daughter's the same way. It skipped a generation, so none of me and my sisters are all right-handed, but my oldest daughter is very, very left-handed. And my son, we're pretty sure he's left-handed, but he just kind of went with the flow and he
Mhm.
does. But if he's not thinking and he goes to do something, he does it the left-handed way. So he's very, very ambidextrous. But yeah, it's
Oh,
just kind of funny how it skips generations. But
yeah, that is
yeah, but
funny.
back to the mom thing too, like with COVID, that's how I made decisions. Okay, my mom might come in the store. Is that what I want? And I would base it off of like all of my customers mean that much to me, but like what how and then that would be my customer. That was the customer I was thinking of.
Right,
Okay, do I feel it's safe for my mom to come in the store and take something back to my dad? Like no, and that's when we closed. Is when we closed a few days before the county made us close because I was like something is going on right now and we are closing.
right,
And it was really based off of because I knew that like she trusted me to keep her safe, just like our customers do, right? This was their safe place during COVID. And so everything I did was, is it safe enough? Because my dad's got some breathing issues, right? So like that was the people that needed to be the most concerned. So is it safe enough for my mom to come in to leave again and then go home to my dad? And so really like you're right. Like the mom is in the back of the head because that's, you make decisions kind of on that. And it was good for all my customers, but, that's
right.
kind of was the benchmark or the.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see our moms a lot in our businesses. It's kind of funny because even, when we talk to other quilt shop owner friends, it is about family. When it comes
Hmm.
down to it, it's all about family. And so you're absolutely right when we talk about a lot of our decisions are made around those because, we tend to look out for our family first, but our customers will always benefit from us erring on the side of caution of
Yeah,
taking care of our families. So,
for
okay.
sure.
So I talked about Michelle's shop. She has lots of fun projects. I know she does a ton of classes and she has lots and lots of pretty fabric. Um, so my next question is, do you have some upcoming trends and things that you see going on in the quilting arena that you are very excited about?
We did that. So the all you mentioned it earlier. The All Texas Shop Hop is right now, and was really like wondering like how that was going to pan out because this is the first time Texas has done it, and it has been amazing. It has been amazing because we have met so many quilters that have never been in our shop before, and from all over the place, and they have been great to talk to. And so, like, it's a game changer. I mean, usually March and April for us is a little bit slower because the weather's turning nicer. A lot of quilters are gardeners, and so everyone's out in their garden. And so it's kept it like where there's that we like more people in the shop, right? Not because they're spending money, because a lot of times they're not, but just because of the atmosphere, right? When there's nobody in the shop,
Energy.
it's just quieter, the energy, all of that. And so it has just changed the energy in our shop for this March, and it's been crazy good. Like it's been happier, it's been busier. I mean, we tend to like not like to sit still as shop owners, but a lot of our staff, they hate like when they're bored and nothing to do, and so I mean that's been crazy good, and I wasn't really sure if it was going to be or not. I wasn't sure if people were just going to run in, get their stamp, and run back out. And really, no, we have very few people doing that. And even the ones that do, it's because they're trying to get, and they will be, they're like, I will be back. So, it's been like a whole nother new extended community into our community that has been really awesome. And that's what like the shops are about, is the communities and stuff. As far as upcoming trends, I don't know. I do know that I'm going to H&H in May and hoping to get some new different inspiration from there. There's no spring market anymore, or at least not yet. And this is kind of turning into the spring market, but it's more than just uh, quilting. So I'm hoping there's going to be some inspiration there of some different things to take back and do. We do, a bunch of different programs that are fun, like Sewing Social starts in a week.
Right.
That's an online shop hop thing. This is our second year in it. So there's those things coming. And then I don't know. I mean, it's crazy weird here right now too because of that shop retiring in Austin. So it's changed our dynamic a little bit too. Never seen
Yeah,
so many guys in my store. It's so funny.
that's
I mean,
awesome.
we have a couple of guys that would shop with us, but I guess they had a whole bunch more. And so that's awesome to see, guys that really like the quilting and the passion and stuff. So that's really awesome to get some more dynamic and get some more different. One Block Wonders come back around. Tuffets have come back around. So we
Right.
just had a One Block Wonder class yesterday. We've done two Tuffet classes now, which that when I first took the store was just dying down. So about 6 years ago was kind of back again. And so it's fun to see like these newer sewers or newer that haven't been in. Like there's always like new people joining the quilting, and we as shop owners have to remember that and remember like what haven't they seen, what haven't they done that they would love to do. And that's how the Tuffet kind of came back in. And but we're seeing it not just in our shop, we're seeing it elsewhere and stuff
Right.
too, so that's fun.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's fun to revisit those things that we loved back then and be able to introduce it to a whole new set of people.
right. Because there are a lot of new quilters.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't seen a
Yes.
lot of things. So, all right. Well, I'm not going to take a lot more of your time, but I do want to ask one final
Oh
question.
gosh.
What is the most rewarding thing about owning your quilt shop?
I the ability to be able to um uh do wow gosh, I mean there's so many things, but the ability to be able to like the Quilts of Valor program, to be able to award those quilts and not worry about where's the money coming from to do this, because it costs, like everything
Right.
costs, right? We need a backing for that. I need to pay my staff to quilt it, or we do have some quilters, but a lot, I don't even worry about it. And that's where like the success of my store, it wasn't always like that. Sometimes I really would be like, I can't afford this backing, and the success of my store, which is my customers, has helped to, like, I don't have to think twice. Okay, go grab a backing. It's no big deal.
Right.
So I think that's like the most rewarding, is not having to worry about every penny and be able to do good in the community and offer places for my community of sewers to also give, is the most rewarding thing.
Awesome. Well, that is amazing. I mean, in the few years that I've known you, I've seen all of these amazing things continue to happen and seeing the growth. And I'm so excited and so proud of you. And I mean, I just, my, my heart just explodes with excitement when I think about all of the great things that you do. So, um,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for being a collaborator with me and
Yes, thanks for having me. This was awesome.
absolutely. And thanks for participating in the Great Quilting Adventure. Remember that
It's
you
always
can
fun.
find Michelle at Poppy Quilt and Sew in Georgetown, Texas. You can find her on Facebook. I know that she has an app for her business and she
Yep.
does lives consistently at 4 p.m. Central Time on Wednesdays. And I'm
Yep.
not sure what day on the Great Quilting Adventure you're going to, because
Monday.
you're going on
Monday.
Monday. Anything
I'm April Fool's Day. Yep, that's
is
me.
April Fool's Day. So she will
I get to be a fool. Yep.
awesome, and, she'll have
Yes.
some great things, but make sure that you check her out, and, we will see you all soon. Thanks again,
Yes.
Michelle.
All right. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.